Alright, hello and welcome to another Why Would You Use? And today we're going to be going over one of the big daddy melee weapons, which is the Scindo Prime. So, this weapon eluded me for a long time, because apparently Scindo blades are like the rarest thing that exists in the void, even like so long after it has come out. So rare that I still haven't gotten one, and I got traded this. RNG, please. Anyway, let's talk about how ridiculous this weapon is, because this weapon does jaw-dropping damage. And my build is not necessarily for maxing out your, like, single-target damage, more so than attacking a ton of enemies very quickly and building combo, which you might be thinking, a heavy weapon that you want to build combo with? How does that work? They attack so slow. Well, I've kind of fixed that problem. I'm using Fury, and I'm using Berserker. And in terms of like damage from crits, and crits in general, the Scindo starts with a base 20%, which is like more than enough to at least get Berserker rolling, which is kind of the goal. And then I've included Organ Shatter so that when I am critting, which is about a fifth of the time, which is not insignificant, I'm getting like the 4 times damage out of those crits, so it's worth it. And then aside from that, just a lot of like efficiency for channeling with Reflex Coil and Focus Energy. Puts me down to 2 channeling cost. I've got a low rank Life Strike, so I'm healing while I'm hitting, so I can be a little bit of a tankier frame, like the way I have my Excalibur set up. Valkyr, very good for this, although you'd probably throw a Forma in and swap Life Strike for, say, like Prime Breach, and do something like that. Chroma's very good with a build like this. And then at the top here, we have my preferred stance, and I'll be honest, the reason I prefer this stance is because it's really fun. This Broken Bull combo and Sundered Tusk are not only easy to do, they're really effective, and they're just fun. Like, you'll see Broken Bull. It's spinning to win, and it's very fun. And this build actually ends up scaling really well, because you attack so fast and you build tons of combo, plus the raw damage that the Scindo outputs as a base is really high. And you don't have to increase that much for it to be relevant whenever you're increasing your speed enough. But let's just get to the test and show off why this thing is just a murder weapon. It's just... it's an executioner's axe. You just murder the absolute shit out of people. So let's go test it. Alright, welcome to the Simulacrum. So before this one, I'm going to show off the actual combos that are available to the Scindo. And you're going to see these at a lot faster rate whenever I'm actually fighting enemies, because I will have Berserker activating and making me significantly faster. But I'm just going to show off what they are. So Broken Bull is this. Lots of spinning, good AoE. This is particularly effective for Infested and any group of enemies. You do stumble at the end if you overmash. And then just holding forward and hitting E, you get this nice single target slamming action. And I believe the end of that is a consistent knockdown, which is really strong. And these are going to come out, like already, this is very fast. And you get a lot, like this is like on a Corrupted Heavy. This is actually really good. But the speed at which you can do that when Berserker is on is insanely high. And then I should show off the other combo that I don't use. E, hold E. Yeah, I don't really use that one. That one, I'm sure there is some flash use for that. But the other two are really like the bread and butter, because you got spinning, amazing for groups. And then you've got your slamming, which is amazing single target. And the last part is mildly AoE. But yeah, let's get this test started. Because this weapon's a really fun weapon to use. Really just a good time overall. So level 50. And I may actually show how this weapon performs with a frame accompanying it, because Excalibur is one of the frames that I would choose to accompany this weapon, and it gets kind of disgusting whenever you do so. Because this shouldn't last too long. The hardest thing here is obviously getting the Corrupted Ancients. That makes my the situation a little stickier than maybe needed. Also, I forgot to do something. I need some energy. Obviously, seeing the energy usage is important. There we go. Oh, whoop. There we go. Okay, now let's simulate. So because I'm only using 2 energy per strike, channeling is actually really effective in this build, and for these early targets, I'm going to want it. Oh. Okay, got all my health back, use a little bit of energy. Where are... There they are. There we go. There we go. Melted those guys. Now we don't have to worry about the defenses. Oh. There we go. Murder them real quick. Yeah, whenever you got Berserker going, it gets very silly. Whoop. Here we go. Oh. Here we are. Here we go. Get that combo in there. Start doing the jaw-dropping damage. Get the slams in, bring the knockdown, get the finisher. And just generally murder the shit out of these enemies. Yeah, with the you know what? I think it's readily apparent how good this is. This is a murder weapon. This is probably this is very easily top 5. If not top, like this is probably 1, 2, or 3. It's pretty fucking. This is a really good weapon. Let's show off what it looks like whenever I'm combining a skill into this weapon. Like just one, although it is a synergizing with melee, like very greatly skill. Valkyr's 2, Excalibur's 2, the general super tankness of Chroma just on the normal. All of these things can synergize with this weapon to be fucking devastating. So we're gonna show that off. Just because this is a weapon that deserves some special attention. This is a special scenario weapon where this weapon is really, really fucking good. And it's just, you know what? It's just fun to use. I'm probably gonna stick around here. I would probably have stuck around for this test, even if I had just ended the video. Just to be like, I just want to kill him. So with this, you get Excalibur's 2 into the mix. And these enemies are significantly higher level. But like, wow. Alright, let me just, okay. There we go. There, you're dead now. Tough enemies, you go first. This is just straight up murder. And you actually don't use that much energy while doing this, which is... Oh, there's a danger. There's a spice. And a full health gun. There we go. Obviously being knocked down is still the bane of your existence. But yeah. Using Radial Blind is pretty much, whenever you're focusing on this weapon, it's basically just your in. Because, like, the damage of this weapon is, like, still intensely good. But it's like you can set up for finishers, super high armor opponents, even scaling much farther. Brozime super good. And you kind of get a lot of this stuff with the other characters that are good with this type of thing. Valkyrie and Chroma. Valkyrie can set up for finishers. Xcal can set up for finishers. Valkyrie gets the insane, like even, like don't get me wrong, this build has a lot of attack speed. If you use this build on Valkyrie with her too, things get really fucking stupid. Like you are a mess. You are a blade that cannot stop moving. But anyway, that's why you would use the Scindo Prime. And the Scindo Prime is basically just sick nasty and scales really well. And this is the build I use for it. Share me your builds. I know there's actually like a lot of conversation about what is the best Scindo Prime build, and I'd be actually interested to see if you have Scindo Prime, what you're using. Because this is just my preferred, because doing shit like this is the best. But if you're using like Temple Royale, I like that stance, but it's not my favorite. I've heard a lot of good things about like people using it with the Scindo Prime, all those types of things. So tell me what you think about the Scindo Prime, and if it also will not fucking drop for you. And I'll see you tomorrow.